Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to our channel where we delve deep into the intricate tapestry of the British royal family, bringing you the latest updates and thoughtful analysis. Today we're navigating a particularly poignant and complex chapter concerning His Royal Highness, Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. It's a story that encapsulates both a glimmer of hope and a profound sense of disappointment, a paradox that has left many royal watchers and the public alike with much to ponder. Before we embark on this detailed exploration, do take a moment to show your support by liking this video, subscribing to our channel if you haven't already, and hitting that notification bell so you never miss our in-depth discussions on the monarchy. Your engagement truly helps us continue bringing these stories to light. For years now, Prince Andrew has been at the epicenter of a storm, a figure shrouded in controversy and public scrutiny. His once prominent role within the royal family, a position of honor and duty, has been progressively diminished, overshadowed by a series of deeply troubling allegations and associations. The most significant of these, of course, has been his long-standing connection to the late convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein. This association cast an enormous and persistent shadow, leading to a dramatic downturn in his public standing and, ultimately, his withdrawal from official royal duties. Many of you will recall the seismic impact of his now infamous 2019 Newsnight interview. It was an appearance intended perhaps to clear his name and re-establish his credibility. Instead, it had the opposite effect, proving to be a catastrophic misstep that further exacerbated the public's concerns and intensified calls for his removal from public life. The interview, widely criticized for its lack of empathy and what many perceived as evasiveness, became a watershed moment, effectively sealing his fate as a working royal. Subsequently, he was stripped of his military affiliations and royal patronages, marking a profound personal and professional setback. It is against this backdrop of sustained public opprobrium and personal isolation that recent developments have unfolded, offering what might, on the surface, appear to be a reprieve. Just recently, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or FBI, confirmed a significant piece of news. They would not be pursuing any further charges related to the Jeffrey Epstein sex offender case. This announcement, coming after years of intense speculation and legal wrangling, was undoubtedly received by the Duke of York with a sense of immense, almost palpable relief. For a man who has lived under the cloud of potential legal ramifications, this official declaration from such a formidable law enforcement agency must have felt like a monumental weight being lifted from his shoulders. Indeed, reports suggest that Prince Andrew viewed this development as optimistic, perhaps even a potential turning point in his long and arduous journey towards rehabilitation, and a return to some semblance of his former life. One could easily imagine the Duke, upon hearing this news, allowing himself a moment of hopeful reflection. The legal labyrinth, which had trapped him for so long, seemed finally to have a clear exit. The immediate threat of further judicial action, at least from the FBI's perspective, had dissipated. For anyone facing such a daunting legal prospect, the cessation of active investigations would logically be perceived as a cause for genuine optimism, a chance to begin anew, to perhaps even mend broken bridges and reclaim some lost ground within the public sphere. However, as is often the case with the intricacies of royal life and public perception, the reality is far more nuanced and, for Prince Andrew, decidedly less forgiving. Despite this significant legal easement, the path to redemption, and, more crucially, the prospect of a return to his previous standing within the royal family and among the British populace remains stubbornly obstructed. Royal experts and commentators, those with their fingers firmly on the pulse of palace machinations and public sentiment, have been quick to temper any burgeoning optimism with a dose of stark reality. Among the most insightful voices providing this sobering perspective is Bronte Coy, a respected royal correspondent from news.com.au. In a candid conversation with Sky News Australia, Ms. Coy articulated the prevailing sentiment with unflinching clarity. She acknowledged the technicality of the FBI's decision, stating, "The reports are that technically, the FBI are not pursuing any third-party charges in relation to the Epstein case. And it seems that, in that regard, that shadow that has been cast over Andrew over the last few years is over now." This statement unequivocally confirms the legal relief experienced by the Duke of York. The specific legal shadow, the threat of further direct involvement in the Epstein case through the FBI's lens, has indeed been dispelled. This is a factual, concrete development that cannot be gainsaid. Yet, Ms. Coy's analysis did not stop there, and this is where the heartbreaking news truly begins to manifest. She swiftly, and perhaps cruelly for Prince Andrew, pivoted to the broader and far more intractable issue of his public and royal future. But when it comes to his royal duties in public life, she added, nothing has changed. This concise yet devastating pronouncement encapsulates the core of Prince Andrew's current predicament. The legal aspect, while critical for his personal freedom, is but one facet of his complex situation. The other, arguably more formidable hurdle is the court of public opinion, and by extension, the unwavering stance of his elder brother, King Charles III. The implication is profound. While the specter of legal charges may have receded, the stain on his reputation, the profound damage to his public image, and the deep-seated mistrust among the British people remain stubbornly intact. It seems that the Duke of York's royal dream, that cherished aspiration of one day reclaiming his place among the working royals, has been utterly shattered. The monarch King Charles III appears to have no appetite whatsoever for his brother's reintegration into the active fold of the royal family. This is a critical point, signifying not merely a passive reluctance, but an active disinclination on the part of the sovereign. Why is King Charles taking such a firm and seemingly unyielding stance? The answer lies in the profound challenges and strategic priorities facing the modern monarchy. King Charles III, having ascended the throne relatively recently, is keenly aware of the need to maintain public trust, ensure the stability and relevance of the institution, and present a unified, streamlined front. The monarchy, under his reign, is striving to project an image of modernity, accountability, and unwavering dedication to public service. Any individual, regardless of their familial ties, who consistently generates negative headlines or poses a risk to this carefully cultivated image, becomes a liability. Prince Andrew's recent history is replete with such liabilities. Beyond the Epstein association and the Newsnight debacle, he has continued to feature in negative headlines, albeit sometimes in a less direct manner. Bronte Coy specifically alluded to his recent, alleged involvement in a spy scandal. While the details of this particular allegation may be less widely known or thoroughly investigated by the public, its mere mention underscores the persistent cloud of controversy that seems to follow the Duke. Each new negative association, each fresh allegation, however unsubstantiated, serves to reinforce the public's perception of him as a figure who brings disrepute to the royal family, thereby causing a serious conflict between him and the king. This conflict is not merely a fraternal disagreement. It is a fundamental clash of priorities and visions for the monarchy. King Charles's primary duty is to the crown and to the people it serves. Protecting the institution's integrity and ensuring its enduring popularity must, by necessity, take precedence over the personal desires or rehabilitation prospects of any single family member. To allow Prince Andrew to return to public duties would, in the king's estimation, likely be perceived as a tacit endorsement, a signal that past transgressions can be easily overlooked, and this is a risk the new monarch appears unwilling to take. Bronte Coy further underscored this crucial point, stating unequivocally, "There's no appetite from the British public for him to return to royal duties, and there seems to be no appetite at all from the king." This dual lack of appetite paints a stark picture. It signifies a complete consensus, a unified rejection from both the public and the highest echelons of the monarchy. The voice of the people, expressed through polls, media commentary, and general sentiment, is clear. They do not wish to see Prince Andrew resume an active role. This public sentiment is not merely fleeting, it is deeply entrenched, stemming from a cumulative effect of years of controversy and a perceived failure to adequately address the gravitas of the allegations against him. The royal commentator's concluding remarks served as a powerful reminder for the Duke of York. Despite being freed from the direct pressures of an FBI inquiry, the broader consequences of his past actions and associations remain firmly in place. He will, in essence, continue living life the way he was before. This phrase, while seemingly innocuous, carries immense weight. It signifies a life devoid of the pomp and circumstance of royal engagements, bereft of the prestige of public service, and lived largely outside the glare of official duties. It means no more charitable patronages, no more ceremonial military parades, and no more representing the crown on the global stage. For a man who has lived his entire life within the gilded cage of royalty, accustomed to its privileges and responsibilities, this enforced retirement from public life represents a significant and perhaps emotionally devastating loss. It is crucial, however, to conclude with an important caveat, one that keeps a sliver of the future open, even if only nominally. As the original report highlighted, the final definitive decision about Prince Andrew's royal future has not yet been officially confirmed by palace officials. While the signals are overwhelmingly clear, the king's appetite is non-existent, and public sentiment is firmly against his return. The formal pronouncement of his permanent exclusion from royal duties has not yet been made. This leaves a small margin for the highly unlikely possibility of a change, or perhaps simply indicates that the palace prefers to manage these delicate matters with a degree of discretion and without a definitive public declaration that could further inflame tensions. It allows for a quiet continuation of the current status quo, rather than a dramatic, final edict. In conclusion, the story of Prince Andrew is a stark illustration of the evolving nature of the monarchy and the unwavering importance of public trust. While the recent FBI announcement may have offered him a personal moment of legal relief, it has paradoxically underscored the immutability of his public and royal standing. The shadow of the Epstein scandal, combined with other controversies, continues to dictate his future. King Charles III, in his wisdom and strategic foresight, appears resolute in his decision to prioritize the integrity and future of the crown above all else, leaving Prince Andrew in a state of indefinite royal limbo. This event certainly gives us much to reflect upon regarding the boundaries of royal privilege, the demands of public accountability, and the challenging path of modernizing an ancient institution. What are your thoughts on this complex situation? Do you believe Prince Andrew should ever be allowed to return to public duties? Or do you agree with King Charles's apparent stance? Share your opinions in the comments section below. We always appreciate your insightful contributions to the conversation. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth royal analysis, and join us for our next royal update. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.